On today's episode, we talk with Natalie Lorenz from Decorus Home Staging, who serves the Seattle, Washington, and surrounding area. Learn how starting as a real estate investor has helped Natalie grow her business to the next level quickly, and how she is making sure that her inventory is right for every buyer, especially on a luxury level. Now let's get started.
This is the Stage Your Boss podcast from StageYourBoss.com with the founder of HSRA, Jana Uselton. The Home Staging and ReDesign Association is a group of like-minded professionals dedicated to revolutionizing the real estate industry by making a difference in the lives and businesses of home stagers and redesigners everywhere. Join us as we talk to the best of the best in this industry from all over the world and hear how they are using their training and experience to make a difference in the clients they serve. If you are a real estate industry expert looking for better ways to market and sell properties, join us for this podcast series.
Welcome to another episode of our Stage Your Boss podcast. This is where we highlight the best of the best staging and design companies throughout the country. And we're super excited today to talk to Miss Natalie Lorenz. She's with Decorus, and they serve the Seattle and East Side surrounding areas there. So welcome, Miss Natalie.
Thank you. It's so good to be here, and I appreciate the opportunity.
Well, I'm excited to start in with, how you got into this industry and then kind of where your business has grown today.
I got into staging. I had back surgery 4 years ago, and I watched a lot of HGTV while I was recovering. And at the end of my recovery, I said to my husband, I want to flip a house. And he said to me, okay, sure, let's do this. So we went and found a house, and it was blood, sweat, and tears flipping this house. And at the end of it, my broker said to me, you have to stage this house. So as any investor knows, you're so stretched for money by the end of a project that you just cannot fathom putting out more money.
Right.
So it's like, okay, I'll go ahead and I'll do it. And so we found a stager, and she came and did it, and it was a really, really basic stage, and my agent wasn't quite happy with how she had staged the house, and I kind of took that as an opportunity to let my creative juices flow a little bit and what I would envision the house to be a home for someone. And then my friends had said to me, why don't you start your staging business? But I was so exhausted from the project that I took about 6 months to just recover from the project. It was really a difficult one, and my husband had bought me some staging books for Christmas, and I started reading them, and there was a mention of staging conferences. So I said to him, there's a staging conference, and there's one in Vegas in 3 weeks' time. And he goes, well, I guess you're going to Vegas. Okay. So I thought, well, if I'm going to Vegas, I better get some education. So I went 2 weeks after that, I went and got some education up in Vancouver, BC. And I went off to Vegas, and the rest is history. And that's how we started our business.
I love it. Sometimes it's not the first idea. It's the second that comes along with it. And
Right.
It's so funny that that turned into, one service turned into a business, and the rest is history with your company, because let me tell you, you guys do fabulous work, and you serve a lot of area. You serve a lot of people and different client categories, I guess we could say. So tell me what your bread and butter services are, and then also the ancillaries that you do.
So we mostly work with just single family homes. It's interesting because a lot of the rest of the country, $1 million house is classed as luxury, but in our area, $1 million house is your median home. So we do a lot of in our area, stagings in homes that are between 800,000 and 2 million is where we're at. And we have a few investor clients that we work with, but it's only a handful of those. Most of our business, about 90% of our business, are vacant stagings, and then about 10% is only owner occupied. And so as far as our company is concerned, or where we actually want to grow and move into, we want to move into the luxury market. So we want to go into those homes that are $3 million and more, and really create a lifestyle and in those homes that we are wanting to get into. There's a lot. I just did a walkthrough yesterday on a beautiful house on Lake Sammamish. So we're really excited about that opportunity that we now get to start getting our feelers into that market. So
yeah. So how do you say the product, our deliverable, how does it change from the average home?
Right.
Our team, we of course have a staging company as well as our association. And I was hearing them on the other side of the door and talking about, you're right, here 1.5 is considered luxury. And I think this one was 1.3, and people are like, oh my gosh, the price, they feel like it's going to be the same cost, the same investment as that $300,000 home. So how does your product differ when it comes, if you're taking that leap into luxury and really have already on those key projects, how does it change? How does it, people can't expect to pay the same.
Right.
Obviously the project is different.
Right, exactly. So for us, it's understanding that clientele and who's going to be buying those higher end houses and what they expect to see in there, and a certain quality of furnishings. And so we've decided that going into that luxury market, that all of our artwork will be framed artwork and have some custom pieces in the home too. Our bedding is not just going to be a lot of people shop at Target or Home Goods. We're not going to have Target or Home Goods bedding in those luxury stages. We're going to have something that's a little bit more luxurious. So really putting in furnishings and furniture that has that higher end feel and quality to it, so that you're getting a better product at the end of the day. And then also about how much furniture you put in. So when we think about the higher end market, a lot of people think, well, we need to put in a ton of furniture too. But if you look at your luxury magazines and those really lifestyle magazines of that luxe market, less is actually more. So it's about getting those really cool quality pieces, and then just accessorizing just enough and not over accessorizing, and really playing up the house and the features of the house versus just putting a bunch of furniture and accessories in the house to make it look full. So that's definitely, we actually just had a strategy meeting a few days ago. Okay, what are we going to do to differentiate ourselves from the rest of our market? So here's a fun fact about the Seattle area. There's 220 staging companies in our area. Hello.
Wow. That's
yeah.
I think we all started out, possibly in our home as a hobbyist. And for you, it was a business. For me, it was a business day one.
Right.
And so you're right. It's a box of chocolates out there. And the cheapest stager may sometimes win, but is not always the best choice because that definitely limits their product and their capabilities to be able to deliver such an excellent product that has been thought out, not only to the next level, but literally, beyond that, because many times with these luxury properties, they may be a second home and someone just wants to move in, purchase everything, which is always a great day. But it becomes a little bit more like a design project, correct?
Right. Yeah, absolutely. It's a little bit more curated for that specific clientele that you're, because when you go into that luxury market and the numbers bigger, the target market becomes a lot smaller. There's only a certain group of people that can afford those kind of homes. So you really have to target into who your target client is and curate the staging to match that client's tile that you are targeting. But just to go back real quick to what you were just saying, that you kind of get what you pay for. I've had a number of people, stages that I've actually lost this over the spring because of price. And I'm okay with that because we will always get our chance to prove our value. But they've chosen someone that has been slightly cheaper than us. And I've got the phone call to say, I hate what they've done. Can you come and change it, or can you help me? And obviously we don't go in and change somebody else's stagings, but you know, if they want to remove it and us come back in and start afresh, we sure do that. But it's always interesting that going for the cheaper price is not always the best strategy, because you are going to get what you pay for. And while our prices are maybe a little bit higher than somebody else's, we pride ourselves in buying quality furniture and quality artwork and making sure that they're framed and beautifully framed, and it matches the price points, and being respectful of the price point of the home, of what we're putting it in. So, you know, you really do get what you pay for. And I always cherish the opportunities to, at a later time, always prove what our value is to the clients that we've maybe lost previously on price.
That's so good. And I love that, you know, we're going to be together at Las Vegas Market here in a few weeks. And you're taking that investment of going and sourcing and making sure that you are working with the right suppliers to be able to have the deliverables that maybe the other staging companies aren't taking, and at that next level. And so good. You know, you have those stories, and we literally had one last week where client went with the cheaper stager, got up to the day before they were going to deliver, and that stager called and said, sorry, I can't come, I can't do this job. And so we had to come in, save the day. Of course, we schedule a good week out. And it's one of those things where that poor agent, you know, to have to go back to the seller and say, look, I tried to source, I tried to do my best, you know, unfortunately went with the cheapest, and now we have to fix, you know, it's not done right, done once. And I think that's what we all want in this real estate industry, because time is money.
Absolutely.
So we have a potential lost offer in that whole situation, right? Or multiple ones.
Well, you know, it's also like when you decide to buy clothes, right? And you go, oh, I'm going to buy the cheaper one. But it never ever lasts. So you're always buying the cheap along the way. And the amount of money that you spent and all of that, you could have just bought a really nice piece of clothing that would last you for years, because the quality is so much better. And, you know, that's something that we're really learning, that even, you know, when we're buying our inventory, that look, you know, we're always conscious of price, because it has to make sense in our staging businesses. But sometimes just going with anything, like just going with that cheaper product is not always the best option. And, you know, we're paying attention to that there are people that have tighter budgets and they believe in staging and they want staging in their homes, but really they just can't afford, you know, what our standard premier package would be. So we've started offering that basic essentials package, and it's minimal. You're not going to get our framed artwork. You're just going to get a really nice piece of artwork, but it's not going to be framed, and it's going to be maybe 2 throw pillows instead of 4 throw pillows. But we're still using our same products that we have in our warehouse. It's just on a pared down scale. Mm-hmm. And so we really do believe that that's important to be able to offer people that really believe in staging and agents that really believe in staging that opportunity to have their houses staged, that want to go with us, that don't want to go with somebody else, and that we can still offer them a great product at the end of the day.
Right. And I know that your branding is so on point, and I love that, you know, when people partner with you, whether it is the builder, the investor, the realtor, you are also elevating their brand because of that product. And at the end of the day, right, where you've merchandised the property, you set the right lifestyle for the right client, but you also aren't ignoring the ones that say, you know what, we want the look, we want the feel, but here's our limited budget. What can you do? And you still have a heart to help people, and it's something that you're proud to still put your name on. It just may not be that elevated look that, you know, that top of the market is looking for. So I love that you're able to work with people.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll work with anyone, as long as they're willing to trust us in their property. Price is always an interesting, it's always an interesting topic. And I think something that stages typically struggle with is knowing your worth, right? What is your worth, and what is the product that you're putting out there, and charging accordingly, and then convincing someone that you're actually worth paying that price. But yeah, we will, we'll go into the luxury, we'll go into our standard premiere is typically what we do on any given day. And any product that our Instagram photos or our Facebook photos, those are typically our standard premiere. What you see there is typically what you're going to get. But we're happy to work with the people that need help at the end of the day.
That's so good. And I know staging, here we are in an unlicensed industry, part of real estate, and really we fall under the line item of marketing when it goes to, anyone that's working with big corp, maybe it's the big builders, and they have certain budgets set, and it's all about that presentation. And what I love too is, to really explain that value that home staging brings. And we're not just glorified movers. We're not just sloughing furniture and throwing it in a home.
Right.
What would you say that the average project that comes in and okay, contract or agreement is in the door, payment is there, we're ready to schedule. What type of work has to happen behind the scenes in the office to generate everything, literally down to hundreds of pieces,
right.
Get down to every little piece that we then package, load up, and deliver and do install? What happens in the office between the agreement in the door to delivery day?
A lot. And we don't just have trucks.
Laugh because I know people don't understand it. So now it's like, oh, that's why home staging isn't $500.
Right. And we don't just have trucks of furniture lined up outside just ready to go. For me, it goes, so when it comes to designing a house, the way that I have set up my business and why we have our own movers in-house and why we own our own inventory is because we always want to be able to say yes. When I walk through a house, I know exactly what I have in my inventory. I know what's in my warehouse. I know if the style of my stuff that I have is going to match this house. And it actually starts, like you were just saying, we're going to Vegas in a few weeks and we're going to market. It starts at shopping for me, knowing what I have already in the warehouse and what I need to add to it, so that any given time when I am picking, I know that what I've got is good. I'm going to be able to pull through a great product. So one, we have to put in we have an inventory system that we have to update, and we actually pick from the inventory system. So we choose all of our furniture pieces in the inventory system. Today, my team is destaging a house that has 91 pieces of furniture that they are moving out. It's a big house. So let's just take that for an example. That 91 pieces of furniture need to be pulled from all the racks in their little homes in the warehouse. They get staged, they get triple checked to make sure that we have what we need. They get loaded into the truck. That's just from the mover side. And then the lead designer will go and pick all of the accessories, all of the bedding, excuse me, artwork, lighting, and then, I'm sorry, I have to take a sip of water.
Well, I'm only shaking my head because that's literally happening behind the door.
Exactly.
Prepping for tomorrow and on and on. So we're always putting, 20, 30 hours of project time could potentially go behind the deliverable, right?
Right. Well, once we picked it, it goes to a picking table, and then our assistant packs it. It needs to be all packed into containers. Everything gets put in the truck, all the into our vans. Then the whole team, we have a team of 5 people, go to on site. Everything has to be offloaded, placed into place, and then all of our packaging and boxes and everything has to come back, get restored, and then when we actually go out and destage it, that all happens again. Everything's going to be packed, get brought back and then placed back into the warehouse in its right position so that we can find it for our next staging. So yes, there is a lot of time and manpower that goes into a staging.
Absolutely. And it is true. I think about logistics, and we have two teams out today that are delivering 4 different vacant properties. And we actually have one of our stagers working with our logistics team. She's kind of wearing both hats, and it's just, they have fun in what they do. They feel like they're making a difference. And I really believe that not only does staging make a difference in the client relationship, it also makes a difference in the community. And if we can show top ready turnkey properties that someone could literally feel like they can move into,
right,
all of a sudden we're helping market values go up. And when it's time to pull the next comps in that area, guess what? Those comps are better. And so we literally can increase that market value of an area. And it does come with working and teaming with vendors and affiliate companies like yourself that people can trust. Here is what we want to accomplish, and I want to work with you. It's almost like you're an extension of their team.
Right. And I, just to further that point, we did a new model home. We did the whole house and it was beautiful. And the next door neighbor came in, as a looky-loo neighbor does. They loved our staging so much that I went and did a redesign consult for them. And I'm going to be helping them with their furniture and redesigning. But with that comes a new attitude, right? Because they are now in their new home. They loved our staging so much that they wanted us to help them elevate their home that they're living in, which means that they're going to be prouder to live in that neighborhood, and they're going to take care of their neighborhood and their home a little bit better because they're proud of it. So it has a ripple effect, and you don't realize the ripple effect that it does have by just the perceived value in the neighborhood of just making everyone a little bit prouder to be in that community. So
yeah, and what a great idea. If you are a realtor out there or a builder, and there are lots of opportunities to work with clients and really bless them. Maybe you are a listing agent, or even on that buyer side, and you want to gift a makeover consultation or something for that new homeowner to come in, and maybe you've made someone homeless and they're moving to their next property and they really want to start off with the right foot forward, as you mentioned, Natalie. And it really is about just helping people, serving people. And there's a lot of gratification we can say on our sides, because a lot of times it doesn't take a long turnover process unless it's a big design project that has layers. But it's just so nice to feel like we're styling people's property so that they can be proud. They can feel like this is a sophisticated home that I can also be comfortable in. My family can live here, and it's just perfect. And it doesn't happen overnight, as we mentioned, lots of moving parts. That I think companies like yours that really take it to the next level, that are in this for the long haul, that see this as a true business, not a hobby, are the companies to partner with. So if people are listening, how can they reach you if maybe they want to learn a little bit more about you or your company?
Yeah, I would love for them to email me at natalie@decorushomestaging.com. And my phone number is at 425-789-4752.
And spell Decorus for us, in case they want to look you up, the website, and we'll have it also below, but I definitely want to get that information out.
I will spell my name too, because a lot of people don't hear my name right with my accent.
South African, but right?
South African, yes. I love it. I've been called Nancy many times.
Probably answer to Nancy. It's okay.
All right. Natalie, Natalie at DECORUS homestaging.com, decorushomestaging.com.
I love it. And what is behind the name? Why did you select that name? Does it have a fun story, or is it just elegant?
No, I really like Latin. And actually, when I started when I was flipping my house, I had to start a business in the middle of it because of a breakdown in communication with a contractor. And I wanted the name that I was going to call the business to reflect what the product I was going to make for this new home. And Decorus in Latin means beautiful. So our parent company, my company is called Decorus Properties LLC, and we do business as Decorus Home Staging. So it is beautiful home staging, but in Latin.
I love it. I love it. And I remember that story you shared with us at a mastermind. And it's just amazing to see the growth. And I cannot wait to see what the next year brings you. And for those of you that are watching, reach out to Natalie and her team. They would love to work with you, and look forward to seeing you in Vegas. We will source more incredible inventory together.
We are so excited. Yeah, I love it. We'll be there.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, Jana. Appreciate it.